The truth is, we don't have to go through life continuing to cope and suffer, seeing a world through carnal eyes, seeing doom and gloom, bitterness and evil. If you practice contemplation every day like everyone can, it doesn't need to be something that is exclusively for monks, or mystics or priests. Anyone can do contemplation while doing the dishes, having a shower, working in the garden, or going for a walk. When you practice contemplation, you become centered, and where that focus goes, of course, energy flows. It's the act of looking thoughtfully at something for a while. It's about mindfully gazing and listening and reading and being. You can contemplate a bird and have a holy communion, a real connection, because something in that bird is the same something that is inside you. It really is a mystical state of awareness of God's being, of universal oneness, so to speak. When you put your attention on something, you become mindful instead of mindless. It's a content, free-minded awareness that is all directed towards reality. And reality is kind. Yes, of course, going into the forest or the beach and being lost in quiet contemplation is a great way to center ourselves. But it can be done in the home, the workplace, on your drive home from work. The very essence of contemplation is grounded in simplicity. But it is mystical simplicity, without bounds, so very difficult for a stressed mind to understand that. But today, more than ever, passive purification of our senses, several times a day, is a good thing. It's a life-changing thing. It opens the body, the mind, and the heart. How we contemplate is easy. We can just be still for a moment. Never underestimate that old passage, be still and know that I'm God. So we sit still and then we focus. We allow the five senses to penetrate our hearts, open our minds, and hear and see things for the first time. You know, this is how we access peace beyond all understanding. You can choose a word, you can choose a sentence to say. I mean, this happens from north to south and east to west. It just depends on which tradition you follow. Choose a sacred word or a sentence. Mindfully be present and focus, getting rid of the past and the future. You just settle, sit, contemplate the silence, the serenity, and you're practicing contemplation. So we resist no thought, retain no thought, react to no thought, and then return ever so gently when we remember to our sacred word or sentence. And that is contemplation. Deep, deep, thoughtful observation, connection, and consideration for who you are and where you are. So, in essence, it's a practice that can change your life by you becoming fully present to what is, and then creatively responding to that. I think the benefits, of course, are deepening our awareness, connecting, as yoga says, yoga meaning union, connecting all our faculties, talents, bits and pieces together, which deepen our awareness. So it's a practice for a lifetime. We don't perfect it, but we practice it habitually. We practice thinking and feeling on purpose, mindfully, and the result is always waves of unforced rhythms of grace returning to you. We get to experience a transformed mind, even though we hardly know anything. Connecting with that slight sense of knowing is magical. Whenever we let go of our habitual thoughts, sensations, and feelings, we're contemplating. We're practicing spirituality, practically, simply, as the deepest of all spirituality is practiced anywhere in the world at any given time. Although contemplation has ancient roots, the archetype of what it offers us is mind-blowing. A contemplative mind is how our futures are unfolding. People who do not understand how to manage themselves or regulate themselves or connect deeply to this massive, mystical universe are falling apart. With contemplation, we get to center ourselves, rewire our brains, and really perceive and respond to reality with loving kindness.